Hello all, welcome to Docker Basics to Brilliance course. My name is Kastro Kiran. In the last video, we have understood how to create the Docker volumes by using two methods. In method 1, we have understood how to create a Docker volume by using Dockerfile. And in method 2, we have seen how to create a Docker volume by using Docker commands, which I called it as Docker CLI. As a part of this video, we are going to see another two methods of creating the Docker volumes. Firstly, I'll be covering method 3, where I am going to use a concept which is known as mount volume concept. Whereas in method 4, I am going to show you how to move the files from local machine into the container. That is basically the Docker container. So let me connect to the EC2 instance and let me show you how to work with method 3, that is mount volume concept. And then I'll show you how to work with method 4, that is moving the files from local machine to the container. So let's understand the concept of method 3. As I said earlier, in method 3, what I am going to do is by using volume mounting concept, I am going to create the Docker volumes. So using volume mounting concept, we will see how to create a Docker volume, and multiple volumes also I'll be showing you how to create. But before that, let us understand this scenario first. Whatever we have seen in method 1 and method 2, we have created the volumes inside the container. Okay, we have created the volumes inside the container. So far we have discussed how to create volumes inside a container. That is what we have seen in method 1 as well as in method 2. But whereas in this method, I will show how to create the volume outside of the container. This is also something that I am going to show you. How to create a volume outside of the container. And then once the volume is created, I will show you how to attach. Okay. And then I'll also show you how to attach the volume to the container. This is something that we are going to focus. Okay. Whatever we have understood, we have seen how to create volumes inside a container. But now in method 3, I will also show you how to create the volume outside of the container, and whatever volume that we are going to create, that volume, I am going to attach it to a specific container. That's something that we are going to see. So before understanding how to create this one practically, let me show you what are the commands that I am going to use. So volume related commands. Okay, volume related commands. So firstly, if you want to create a volume, okay, to create a Docker volume outside of the container, we are going to use the command which is known as Docker volume create space volume name. Whatever is the name of the volume that you want to create, that name you can use. That's something that we are going to see now. So let me connect to the EC2 instance, and then I'll be showing you the way to create that. So firstly, let me show you whether Docker is installed in my EC2 instance or not. You can see Docker 25th version is currently available. So let me switch to the root user so that we can see the files or the images and also the containers that are available. So sudo su is the command to switch to the root user. So let me show you the list of Docker images. You can see the list of Docker images that are available as we have created in the last session. That is what we have done. And then to see the list of running containers, Docker PS. You can see there are no containers that are there in the running state. Let me show you what are the containers that are there, both as well as in the running state and also in the stopped state. Docker PS-A. That's the command to see all the containers. Doesn't matter whether they are in the running state or in the stopped state. You can see these are the containers that we have created. You can see, so the container state is currently the exited state. Okay, the container state is currently the exited state. And you can see these are the 4 containers which we have created in the previous video. Right. So now let us see how to create a volume. So how we are going to create a volume? Not inside the container. Outside of the container, we need to create. So to create a Docker container, the command is Docker volume create space volume name. Let's say I am going to create the volume, which is known as volume 3. In the last video, we have created two volumes, that is volume 1 and volume 2. Volume 1 was attached to container 1 and container 2. Volume 2 was attached to container 3 and container 4. Now let me create another volume, which I am calling it as volume 3. Docker volume create volume 3. Let me click enter. You can see that volume has got created. If you want to see the list of volumes, the command is docker volume ls. Docker volume ls is the command to see the list of volumes that we have created. You can see this is the volume that I have just created outside of the container. Remember, this volume I have created outside of the container. Now, let's see how to insert the content into this particular volume. I want to create some files inside this volume. So how to create the content or files inside a specific volume? Now, before that, I want to know the metadata of this volume. Okay, I want to know the metadata of this volume. So let me write that command to see the list of volumes. Okay, to see the list of volumes, we have the command docker volume ls. Okay, docker volume ls is the command to see the list of volume. Now, if you want to inspect the content, or if you want to know what is the metadata of the volume, that is, if you want to get the information from the volume, to get the metadata or information also, you can say, to get the metadata or information of a volume, the command is docker volume inspect volume name. Whatever the volume that you want to see, that volume name you have to give. This is the command that we use in order to inspect the information related to the volume of a specific volume. Let me show you that. So I want to know the information of volume 3. So how will you know? Docker volume inspect space volume name. For which volume I want to know the metadata? Volume 3. That's the command that you want to use in order to know the information of a specific volume. Let me click enter and you can see the information about that. But here, which one we are going to use? As I said earlier, method 3 is all about using volume mounting concept. Now, what I have done as of now, I have created the volume in the first case. That is volume 3 I have created. After creating the volume, what I want to do, I want to create some content or create some files inside the volume. Now, how to create the files inside the volume? If you want to create some files inside the volume, you need to know the path, where in which path of the volume you want to create the container or you want to create a file. Now, in order to know that path, we are going to use this command called docker volume inspect. When you execute this command, you can see there is a content called mount point and there is a path here. In this path, I am going to insert the content. Whatever files that I want to create, I am going to create in this path. Okay, if you want to keep any content inside the volume, I would recommend you to go to this mount point path. So let me copy this path. Okay, copy the path. And first we need to go inside this path. So how will you go inside a specific path? CD is the command. CD represents a change directory. And then paste the path. Why I am going inside this particular path? Because I want to keep the content inside this path only. Where is this path available? Inside the volume 3. Okay, inside the volume 3. So let me click enter. Currently, if you do PWD, I am there inside this path. Can you see the same path here also? Yes. Now here we can create whatever content that we want. Let's say I want to create some files like Kastro.txt or docker.txt. Docker, let's say I want to create some 5 files. Docker 1.5.txt. 5 txt files with Docker name I want to create. Let me click enter. And if you do ls, you can see all the 5 Docker files. Okay, now where these files are created, I have created all these files inside which volume? Inside volume 3. Okay, I have created all these files inside the volume 3. This is actually the method 3. So in method 3, what I have done, I have first created the volume outside of the container, and then inside this volume, I have created the files. Okay, I have created the files. How I have created these files? First, I have inspected the volume, and when I execute this particular command, I am going to get the mount point path. Okay, where I'm going to mount the data. That path we need to go. So once I get this path, I have changed my directory to that particular path. And inside that path, I have created 5 Docker files. Okay, I have created 5 Docker files. So currently, I have created 5 Docker files. Where I have created these Docker files inside the volume. Okay, inside the volume. Right. Now, what we will do is we will attach the volume 3. Okay, we have created the volume 3, right? So this is where we have created the volume 3. You can see this is the volume 3 that we have created. Now, what we will do is we will see how to attach the volume 3 to the new container. I'll be creating new container called container 5. If you want to know the list of running containers, you can see Docker PS. And you can also execute Docker PS-A to see the list of all the containers, both in the running state as well as in the exited state. So that's what we are going to see now. So here you can see when I execute Docker PS-A, I can see that there are 4 containers that are there. Container 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now what I will do, I will create a new container called container 5. Okay, I'll create a new container called container 5. And to that container, I am going to attach the volume which we have created. What is the volume that we have created? Volume 3. So volume 3, I am going to attach it to a new container, which is known as container 5. So let me clear the screen first. So Docker PS-A, you can see 4 containers are there. Docker volume ls. Now I have volume 3. This volume 3, okay, this volume 3, I am going to attach it to the container 5. What is there inside this volume 3? I have some 5 Docker text files are available. Okay, 5 Docker text files are available. So let me create the container and then run that container, and then I am going to mount the data inside that container. All these 3 things, I am going to do it by using a single command itself. Docker run -it --name. What name I should give? Container name. What is the name of new container? Currently, we have 4 containers. So I'm going to create the 5th container, container 5. Container 5. And then what I want to do to this container 5, I want to mount the volume. Okay, I want to mount the volume. So -mount, okay, -mount space source. What is my source? From where the data is going to come? Volume 3. Okay, space source, volume 3, okay, comma, destination. Where is my destination? Destination is also same, which is volume 3. Destination equals to /volume 3. Source and destination is same here. Okay, space Ubuntu. Okay, space Ubuntu. What is Ubuntu? Ubuntu is my image which I have pulled in the last video. So if you haven't watched the last video, I would recommend you to watch that video where I have discussed about this Ubuntu name. Okay, so here mount is used as we are mounting the volume. Why I am using mount? I am mounting the volume 3 into which container? Container 5. Okay, into the container 5. That's what I'm going to do. Right. So let me click enter and you can see source volume destination. Just give me a second. There is some error that is showing up here. Destination spelling, I have given it wrong. So let me correct that destination spelling. So DESTI. So I have given extra I over here. So let me click enter. Sorry, here I have to remove the gap also. So mount space source. Okay, this is the command. Docker run -it -name, container name, and then mount. Which volume I'm mounting? Volume 3. That's my source. And from where the data is going to pulled out, the destination point. That is again volume 3. And then Ubuntu. So click enter. You can see I am there currently inside the container. Okay, currently I'm there inside the container. Now here, if you do ls, what should happen? I should be able to see which volume? Volume 3. So let me give ls and let's verify whether volume 3 is available or not. You can see volume 3 is available. So if you go inside the volume 3, what should be there? 5 Docker text files should be there. So let me go inside the volume, cd space volume 3. Let me give ls. You can see 5 Docker files are available. So what I have done currently, first I have created the volume. Then what I have done, I have created 5 Docker files inside the volume. And then that particular volume, I have attached it to a new container. And when I went into the new container, that is container 5, I could see volume 3, which is the volume. And inside the volume, I have kept the files, and all those files also we are able to access. So that is how we can use mount volume concept. Okay, that is how we can use mount volume concept. So let me give this command in the notes so that you will be having an idea what is the command that I have exactly used. So what this command will be done, it will be creating a new container called container 5, and then it is going to mount this volume into this container. Okay, into this container. And destination is also same and source is also same. And when you do ls, what should you see? You should see volume 3. And inside volume 3, I am able to see the 5 Docker files which I have created. Right, this is what I have done. So what I have done, I'll just write it in the notes also. So first, I have created a new volume that is known as volume 3. Okay, create volume 3. That's what I have done. Create files inside the volume. Create files inside the volume, and then create a new container. Okay, create a new container. What is the name I have used? Container 5. That's the name I have used to create the container. Once I create the container, I have executed the container and I have run the container, and then mount the volume. Okay, mount the volume 3. Once you mount the volume, just give ls. Okay, now what will happen? You will be inside the container. You will be inside the container. See, all these 3 steps I have done by using this single command itself. Creating a container, mounting the volume to the container, and going inside the container. All these 3 things can be done directly by using this command itself. Right. Once I go inside the container, verify for the volume, whether volume 3 is available or not. That you have to verify. How will you verify? By using ll or ls or ls-l. ls-l, any command you can use. Once you see that, you will be able to see the volume. Okay, you will be able to see volume 3. You will be able to see the volume 3. Once you are able to see the volume 3, go inside the volume 3. Once you go inside the volume 3, verify for the Docker files or verify for the files created. This is what exactly I have done. Okay, steps. I'll keep it as steps also heading. I'll repeat this process one more time just for your idea. So let me clear the screen. So I have just cleared the screen. Now let me come out of the container. So how will you come out of the container? Control PQ. So that's the command to come out of the container. Okay, Control PQ. Before that, let me come out of the root direct, that is volume 3 path. I have come out of that. Let me come out of the container as well. Right, I have come out of the container now. Okay, I have come out of the container. Let me change my directory also, cd space enter. Now currently I'm in root directory. You can see currently I'm there in root path or root directory. Right, now what I will do is I will create one more volume. Okay, I'll create one more volume. So how to create volume? Currently, how many volumes we have? Docker volume ls. 3 volumes are there. Okay, volume 1 and volume 2, which we have created in the last video. Volume 3, which we have created in this video, just some time back. Now let me create a new volume. How will you create a new volume? Docker volume, create volume 4. I'm creating this volume called volume 4. Right. So if you want to see the list of volumes, Docker volume ls. You can see volume 3 and volume 4, both are available. Volume 3 is attached to which container? Volume 3 is attached to which container? Container 5. Okay, volume 4 is attached to any container? No, I have just created the volume. That's it. I have not done anything. I have just created the volume. Now we will see how to insert the content inside this volume 4. Okay, how to insert the content inside this volume 4. How will you insert a content? First, we need to know the path. Okay, to path inside the volume. That path we need to know. How will you get the path? By using the Docker volume inspect command. Docker volume inspect the volume name. Which volume I want to create the content in the volume 4. So let me click enter and you will be able to see the mount point path. This path I am going to keep the content. So copy that path and then let me go inside that path first. So cd space, paste the command, click enter. So I am there inside the path. Now if you do ls, can you see any files inside the volume 4? No, I'm unable to see any files inside the volume 4. So let me create some files. So touch space. Let's say I will create 5 Kastro files. Kastro 1 dot dot 5 dot. Let's say I'll create Python files .py. 5 Python files with the name called Kastro will get created. Where they are getting created? Inside the volume 4. Remember that, inside the volume 4. Right. When you do ls, you can see 5 Python files are available. Okay, 5 Python files are available. Now what we will do is we will attach the volume 4. Okay, we will attach the volume 4 to the new container. Okay, we'll attach the volume 4 to the new container. How will you attach? Docker, okay, Docker run -it space -- name. First, what we have to do? We have to create a new container. Currently, how many containers we have created? 5 containers we have created. In the previous video, I have created 4 containers. In this video, I have created the 5th container. Now let me create another container, which I'm calling it as container 6. Okay, that's the name of the container. You can give any name in the place of container 6. You can give any name to the container. So container 6 -- mount. What I am going to mount onto a container 6? Volume 4 I have to mount. So mount -- mount source I have to give. What is my source? Volume 4. So volume 4. Okay, volume 4. What is my destination? Destination equals to volume 4. Destination and source, they both are same, as I was mentioning earlier. Destination equals to / volume 4. What is the image name? Ubuntu. Okay, image name is Ubuntu. That's it. So with this command, what will happen? First, container 6 will get created. Into the container 6, volume 4 will get mounted. Whatever volume 4 data is available, all the data will be available inside this container 6. Along with that, it will also make us to go inside the container. Which container? Container 6. Let me click enter. Now currently you are there inside the container. Now when you do ls, what you should see? You should see volume 4. Why we should see the volume 4? Because I have mounted that volume. Okay, I have mounted that volume. Let me do that. You can see volume 4. Now inside volume 4, what should be there? 5 Python files should be there. Let's verify. cd space volume 4. Click enter. I am there inside the volume 4. Now when I do ls, what should I see? I should see 5 Python files. Let's verify that. Right. So this is how you can mount the volume to a particular container. Okay, this is how you can mount the volume to a particular container. Right. So now what I will do is I will come out of the container. Okay, I'll come out of the container. How will you come out of the container? Control PQ. Click enter. I am there outside of the container. Okay, I'm there outside of the container. So let me do ls. Let me do cd to change the directory. Now, if you do ls, nothing is available there. Okay, nothing is available there. So this is how we can mount the volumes. Okay, this is how we can mount the volumes to a specific container. This is all about method 3 of creating the volume by using mount volume concept. Okay, by using mount volume concept. So far, how many methods we have seen? 3 methods. Method 1 is preferred over method 2 and method 3. Method 3 is preferred over method 2. Okay, method 1, let me write that. Method 1. What is method 1? By using Dockerfile, we have created the container. Method 1 is preferred. Method 1 is preferred over method 2 and method 3. What is method 2? By using CLI. Okay, that's what method 2 is. If you remember, method 2 is all about creating the volume using CLI. What is method 3? Method 3 is creating the volume using mount volume concept. Okay, mount volume concept. So do we prefer method 3? Yes, method 3 is preferred. When? Method 3 is preferred over method 2. Okay, method 3 is preferred over method 2. But what I would recommend is, I would recommend to always create the volumes by using method 1. You can also use method 2 and method 3 also. That's completely our choice. But I would recommend, or in the real-time scenarios, it is mostly recommended to go with method 1 of creating the volume by using Dockerfile. Right. So this is about method 3. Now let's look into another method, which is known as a method 4. Now, typically in method 4, what I will try to do is I will try to move the files. Okay, moving the files from local to container. Okay, moving the files from local to container. This is what I'm going to do. I will be creating some files in my local machine. Those files I will be moving into the container. Okay, let's see how to do that. So first, let me go to the directory and let me clear the screen here on the mobile XM. Now, currently, you are there in which path? You are there in the root path. Okay, you are there in the root path. Right. So let me create some files here. Touch the space. When I am there in the root path, what does it mean? It means I am there in the local machine, not inside the container or not inside the volume. I am there outside. That's what moving files from local. Local means I am there inside my machine. That is easy to install. Right. Let me create some files. Let's say I will create some files called Kiran with some name I'm going to create. Kiran 5 files .java file .java. Okay, let me click enter. If you do ls, you can see 5.java files are available with the name called Kiran. Can you see? 5.java files are available. Now, all these files are available where? Are they available inside the container? No. Are they available inside the volume? No. Then where these files are available? These files are available on my local machine. That is my EC2 instance. Okay, these files are available on my local machine, that is EC2 instance. Now what I will do is I want to send these files into the volume. Okay, I want to send these files into the volume, which is available inside the container 4. Okay, I want to send all these files into the volume, which is available in container 4. That's my ultimate intention. But before that, let's see what is the volume that is attached for container 6. Okay, container 6. So here what I am trying to do, I want to send all these files into the volume, which is attached to container 6, not container 4. I said it wrong, container 6. Before that, let us see what is the volume that is attached to the container. So if you want to see the volume, okay, to see the volume that is attached to a container, how will you see that? There is a command, docker inspect. Okay, docker inspect container name. Container name. If you do this, what will happen? You will be able to see what is the volume that is attached to a specific container. Let us see that. So docker inspect. Okay, docker inspect. What container I want to see? Container 6. Container 6. Right. Now here, if you scroll down a little bit to the top, you will be able to see a thing which is known as mount. Okay, let me show you that. Yeah, here you can see mounts. What is the volume I have mounted to container 6? Volume 4. Okay, volume 4 is the name of the volume which I have attached to the container 6. That is what I have done. If you scroll to the top, I have executed that command only. Docker inspect container 6. Okay, to the container 6. What is the volume I have attached? I have attached volume. Let me show you that. Mounts, that's where we need to go. Let me show you. Yeah, you can see volume 4 has been attached to the container 6. So how to know whether it is container 6 or not? If you scroll to the top, you will be able to see the name of the container. Let me show you that as well. You can see what is the name of the container? Container 6. So for container 6, what is the volume that I have attached? Volume 4. Okay, volume 4. Right. So now what I will do, I am going to work with the files. Okay, I will copy all the files, that is whatever files that I have created just now, .java files I have created, right? These .java files. These .java files, I'll be working with them. Okay, I'll copy all the .java files to the path. But how will you get the path? How will you get the path? We have a command for that. Okay, we have a command for that. So for that, we are going to use a command, docker volume inspect volume 4. Why I am executing this command? Because I want to copy all the files to volume 4. Let me click enter. So for that, I have to get the path. So that's why I have executed this particular command. So copy the command and then go inside that path. So how will you go inside the path? First, we need to do cd space and then paste the directory. Okay, cd space, paste the directory. But I don't want to go inside the path. Okay, I don't want to go inside the path. But without going, how will you do that? We can do CP. CP represents copy space star space paste this path. Whatever mount point path is there, copy that path and paste it here. That's it. Okay, let me click enter. That's it. Now what I will do, I will attach to the container 6. So how will you attach to the container 6? Docker attach. Okay, Docker attach container 6. Okay, Docker attach container 6. Let me click enter. That's done. I have attached the container 6 to what? To volume 4. What are there inside the volume 4? What should be there inside the volume 4? .java files. Let me click ls. You can see .java files are available or not. Kiran.java, 5 Java files are available. Okay, 5 Java files are available. So what I have done here, firstly, I want to send the files from my local system to the container. That's my ultimate intention. So for that, what I have done, I have created the volume. Okay, I have created the volume. So first, create files. So first step is create files, which I have done. And once after creating the files, what I have done, I have created the volume. Okay, create volume. Once I have created the volume, then what I have done, I have attached to the container, attached to container. Once after attaching to the container, then I have verified whether the files are available inside the container or not. How? So copy the files. Okay, copy the files to the path. Which path? Volume path. That's what I have done. Okay. So firstly, I want to send the files from local to container. That is my intention. For this purpose, I have created the volume. So I created the files and then I sent those files into the volume. And from the volume, the data is getting attached to the container. That is why I have used the command called Docker attach container 6. So these are the 4 methods of creating the volumes by using different concepts. We can use whatever concept that we want, but I would always recommend to go for method 1, that is creating the Docker volume using Dockerfile. This method 4 is also commonly used in the real-time scenarios, which is used typically for moving the files from local to container. In the real-time scenarios, you might be having some application-related files on the EC2 instance. Now, when you have the files on the EC2 instance, if you want to move the files from local machine to the container, you can follow the path which I have just discussed. This is all about for this particular video. In the next video, we are also going to see the concept of Docker volumes, which will be the last part of Docker volumes videos. Thank you.